be playing Electude Simulator to assess a random issue and see if we can diagnose the problem. So we're going to turn on the key to the lights, lights on, key on, engine off, turns on the computers and the status lights, even if they aren't technically real. They just turn on the status lights to prove that the lights work, and we can check the codes. So we've got injector circuits open, we've got a fuel pump secondary circuit low, and we've got ECM power relay sense circuit low. So it was most likely the issue with the injectors is that they all run on this relay right here and this fuse, and they all, each ones go to each injector. The coils are wired separately, so that's why they're not going off. Most likely we have a throttle valve control module code that I probably missed. Yep, come on. Yep, there we go. Lost communication with throttle body. Throttle valve control module. And then we've got all of these open cylinder codes and a power relay sense circuit low code. This fuel pump code is kind of odd, kind of random, but could be just a separate issue most likely because, well, actually no. If this relay has an issue, then it could not be powering the fuel pump relay, and that's where the issue arises. So most likely we're going to start with this relay K2 because it's the one that supplies power to all the rest of them. So key on, engine off. We're going to take a multimeter. We're going to put it to voltage. We're going to connect it to ground, whether that's battery ground or chassis ground. And we're going to go to, what was it? K2. K2 relay. This guy right here. And we're going to test the voltage. We're going to test the voltage coming in and the voltage coming out. So quick explanation on relays. There's voltage going in. There's voltage that goes in through this rectangle, which is a magnet, and to this ground. But it's not grounded into the until the computer makes a path to ground when it wants this relay to turn on. And then here we have power for the switches. This power, once the magnet pulls these switches closed, it allows the power to pass through the wiring. So, with that knowledge, we can test if the relay has power going in, which it does, 12 volts. We can test the ground. If the ground is not grounding, it'll have 11 volts. However, you got to keep in mind that the PCM controls when it grounds. And right now, since it's a PCM wire, it should be grounded to give power to the computer. But you have to think about what grounds this. The computer grounds it, and this wire grounds it. So we need to make sure the computer connection to the ground, computer connection right here, is good. Pin 8 and the black wire. So what we can do is we turn the car off, we unplug the computer, we put a breakout box in here, which basically makes the connection probable between the ECM and the pins. And we have to test the ground connection, which is this brown wire, to the pin 8 of the PCM. So if we take our ground probe, it doesn't matter which one goes on which, but you need to be on resistance with no power on, or you'll fry either the wiring or the multimeter. Let me move my little setup here so then you don't have to see half the screen missing. Okay, anyway, I believe we're probing pin 8. So you put it on pin 8, you test the resistance, and here's our issue, guys. Right now, we are testing whether, let me full zoom this, whether there is a connection from 5 over here to pin 8 over here. The fact that this reads nothing indicates that we have an open loop, meaning the wire is not even connected. There is no path through that wire, and that's an issue. So what we'll do is I'll zoom this out to prove a point. I'll replace the wire with the multimeter on screen, and you can watch the multimeter actually change because the wire is fixed. Watch this. We're going to replace the wire. Bam. See how it reads 0 resistance? That means there's a path for electricity to pass through between 5 and 8, meaning we repaired the wire that was damaged. Now, just to not throw any codes, I'm going to disconnect the breakout box first, because if I leave this open by accident, I will get in trouble by the scanner. Also, you have to put away tools in this game, or else it'll dock points or whatever and be like, hey, you're supposed to be professional and put stuff away. Remember that. Anyway, we're going to take out the diagnostic system, because another thing they dock points off is not clearing the codes when you should clear the codes. So these are all the codes we have. So we're going to clear those. Now we have 0 codes. You can go in and out and check for those, but they're not there. We can start the car. All good. We didn't throw a code. Sometimes when the ECM loses contact with the throttle body valve control module, or whatever it's called, it might need reprogrammed, but in this case, it's not throwing a code that it needs to be reprogrammed, so we're good. We can now turn off the vehicle. We can put away the diagnostic system. We can put away the instrument panel. We can go to our invoice, and we can go to our work order. This job and the amount of time I spent is a total of $76. Now, I don't know how accurate this estimate is for an invoice in 2026, but it is there if you want to laugh and giggle and look at it. And now we can say failure resolved, repairs verified, and vehicle is ready, diagnosis and work performed, and we can return the vehicle to the customer. The failure is resolved. Now, if the failure was not resolved, it would tell me failure unresolved and will not tell you what the issue is. And if I replaced anything that wasn't meant to be replaced, it would also tell me that. So this was a quick and easy diagnosis on Electude Simulator about basically just how a relay works and how to test them and all that. Another cool thing to know is that you can provide, you can jump. You can jump. Let's look at the wiring diagram. You have to know how it's wired, but basically you can jump this 2 over to the 4, or this 2 over to the 3. And if you see that that provides power to the injectors, then you know that the wiring is good. It's just the relay. And that's a very easy way to test things out. Just remember to be safe with jumping things. Not everything should be jumped. Like, you should never jump a power directly to ground, or it will fry the wiring. So just keep that in mind. Jumping this to the power wire for these would work just fine, and it would not fry anything. Just some cool things to keep in mind. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, subscribe and hit that bell.